Hello everybody and welcome to my little YouTube channel. I'm Dave, N9VFR. It's good to see you watching once again. Thank you very much. Well, I want to talk about the latest thing I have added to my go with list when I do a Parks on the Air activation. And it's actually two things. These guys, what I have in my hand are two little, they're Baofeng they happen to be. They were about $50 on wherever I got them. Tri-bands, 220, 440, 2 meters. Little tri-band, very inexpensive, $50-ish, maybe not that much. They go with me now to every POTA activation. And here's the number one reason why. Have you ever been out, and I know you have, the bands are horrible, they're just terrible. Maybe you have a partner there, or a couple of partners. Maybe somebody drives up and said, hey, another ham. Well, when the bands are bad, hey, these are 3 per individual in the log. And yeah, that's well worth it. 3 in the log is, when the bands are rough, you're trying to get that 10, maybe for you it's a dozen, but you can't quite get there. Yeah, golden, absolutely golden. That's the number one reason why I carry these every activation now. What's the other number one reason? The number one reason. Well, I was on my way to Dayton, to the Hamvention in mid-May, and lo and behold, I was having trouble getting my 10, as I just mentioned. I was sitting in my van, and lo and behold, Ken, KJ9B came knocking on my passenger side window, and I was activating 20. I was giving up on sideband. I couldn't get 10. I had just gone to FT8, had just turned it on. He knocked on the door and said he was going to be activating. He was going to be on 20. He saw I was on 40. So cool. And I realized I've got these guys. I grabbed them and said, hey, Ken, would you want to get a few in the log real quick? And he did. I got Ken on 220. I got him on 440. I got him on these 3 bands. I had my 10. My activation was made, and he had a good start on his. Again, golden. That was the number one reason. The number one reason why I always carry these. I pulled into a park just south of Dayton. I was on a little rove on the Saturday afternoon. I saw 3 young ladies, 3 YLs, and they were tearing down an infed. So they had an activation, they were done. And as it worked out, I had forgotten to bring these. All I had was my dual band in my vehicle. So all I had was 2 meters and 440. And I asked them, would you mind? There were 3 of them there. And they said, sure. So we all 3 did 2 meters and 440. And then another guy came walking up. It was Steve. Katie, that was, originally it was Barb. KE8, KJC, Jamie, KF8BUL, and Casey, AD8MA, the 3 young ladies. And then Steve came walking up. He wasn't activating, but he was a ham who was just at the park fishing. So we said, hey, you want to get in on this also? Can you make some contacts with us? So he did the young ladies out of my vehicle, actually, on 2 meters and 440. And then he did me. That was Steve, KD9 JTU. And again, what goes in my go with bag now? These guys, tri-banders, a pair of tri-banders, one for me, one for them, or they can share, or we can work it around. As long as we have 2 of them, we can all get an activation in. We did. I was on a group that went to the Dry Tortugas National Park in mid-February, and passing through from Key West to the Dry Tortugas, you go through a big park. It was only on the water. We were there for about 20 minutes or maybe even 30 minutes on the water. It's a great big park, but it's water where we couldn't stop. We were on the Yankee Freedom, which is a ferry. They were not going to stop, of course, and we weren't going to ask them, but we were in the park on the boat in the water. We passed these guys around, and we all had 3 for each individual. And I don't know, 10 of us maybe had an activation. And again, we were golden. So these guys, they go with me now to every activation. And whenever I forget, I seem to regret forgetting. They're a mainstay now. They're going to go with me every single time. I suggest you do the same. There are those people who they think this is somehow cheating. It's somehow a lesser QSO than a 20-meter sideband or a 15-meter CW or an FT8, and I wholeheartedly disagree. The number 1 reason why these go with me. Have any of you tried to get the N1CC awards? For each park you activate, you can get a unique award, N1CC. It's 10 bands for that park, 10 bands. And you know you've got a partner there. You've got these 3. You got 3 bands. You've only got 7 to go. I highly recommend taking these with you. They're with me every single time. If you see me in a park, come over. You want to make that eyeball QSO? Who doesn't love an eyeball QSO? I do. Ken and I, we had an immediate one. The 3 young ladies and the guy, we had eyeball QSOs. It was great. Ham radio is great for talking to people from long distances, but it's even greater when you're doing it up close. You're making friends. It's human to human. And once again, those are the 4 number 1 reasons why I take these guys to every activation I do now. And with that, well, I happened to go to a brewery a couple days ago, a brewery called Scratch down in Southern Illinois, my favorite brewery ever, and I've been to a bunch of them. This is it's a hickory pale ale. They're out in the woods. They own the woods. They go out and forage for beer ingredients. It could be leaves, weeds, trees, etc., etc. Maybe a combination of all of those. And this is one I got from them. Oh yeah, there's a reason I brought this one back home with me. Very good. Hey, thank you very much for watching. I love that you watch. Thank you so much. 73s.